This is the 9th video in a series on the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. War is a state of conflict between opposing nations, societies, or groups, and a strategy is a plan of action, or a policy, designed to achieve a major overall aim within a conflict. As always, this series is not intended to glorify the violence of war, but rather the strategies and examples given will encompass all manner of human conflicts. Strategy 9. The Counterattack Strategy. Part 1. Rope-a-dope. Moving first, initiating the attack, will often put you at a disadvantage, exposing your enemies and limiting their options. Instead, discover the power of holding back, and letting the other side move first, giving you flexibility to counterattack from an angle. Robert Greene. The 2001 film, Ali, is a Michael Mann-directed biopic of the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali, portrayed in the film by Will Smith. The film follows the ups and downs of the champion boxer's career, in and out of the ring.
Mr. Clay, I'm required to inform you that refusal to accept a lawful induction order constitutes a felony.
You understand, what's at issue is your license to fight Terrell in Illinois?
Yes.
Then are you prepared to apologize about your unpatriotic remarks about the war?
No.
No?
Having lost the heavyweight title to Joe Frazier, who subsequently lost it to George Foreman.
Foreman is all over Joe. And Frazier is down. Frazier.
Ali stages a comeback to regain the title in a boxing match that would become known as the Rumble in the Jungle because of its location in Zaire. Ali's famous strategy in this match is perhaps one of the greatest examples of a counterattack strategy. Ali, always a fan of catchy nicknames, referred to this as the rope-a-dope. Early in the match, Ali pulled back from attacking Foreman. Instead, he leaned on the ropes. Boxers usually prefer to be centered in the ring, pushing their opponents into the ropes and corners.
Move him out to the center! Get away from the rope! Get off the rope!
Ali had only recently returned to boxing after losing his license for refusing to participate in the U.S. draft, in protest of the Vietnam War.
I'm gonna call George Foreman the mummy. He fight like a mummy. But the mummy can't hit what the mummy can't see, because I'm too fast for him.
Muhammad, I'm sorry. I have to ask, are you really fast enough anymore? Many people believe you're not the man you used to be.
Now, Howard, I didn't even want to talk about this, man. But I talked to your wife. And she said you not the man you used to be 2 years ago. Man.
Foreman, the announcers, and the audience all assumed that the old champion was outmatched and out of practice.
Get off the ropes, man! Get off the ropes!
Foreman again, pushing it against the ropes, and Ali laying back, inviting those blows against the sides of his body.
Slip that in the middle of the ring. Out of there.
And just when Foreman had tired himself out by throwing blow after blow, just as the spectators were ready to call it a night, Ali pushed himself off the ropes and easily knocked out the exhausted Foreman.
George Foreman is hit by a combination of punches, and down he goes. George Foreman is down. He's fallen like a tree in the forest.
Regaining the title of heavyweight champion.
It is over. It is over. George Foreman has been knocked out by Muhammad Ali. He has regained the heavyweight crown that was taken unjustly from him.
Part 2. Disguised aggression. If your opponents are aggressive, bait them into rash attack. That will leave them in a weak position. Learn to use their impatience, their eagerness to get at you, as a way to throw them off balance and bring them down. Robert Greene. In the 2003 film Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World, Captain Jack Aubrey, played by Russell Crowe, commands the HMS Surprise in its pursuit of a French man of war named the Acumen, a much larger and superior ship.
What is it with this man? Like kill a relative of his in battle, perhaps? His boy, God forbid?
He fights like you, Jack.
In its first engagement, the Surprise was unable to damage the ship's thick walls with its cannon fire.
On the uproar! Match. There was no dishonor in it. No dishonor at all.
She's more like a ship of the line, a true dagger more than a frigate.
You have to wonder about the nature of her hull. Our shots wouldn't penetrate.
Triple shot it at 200 yards and our guns at north.
The simple fact is we were soundly beaten.
In the final engagement, Captain Jack, instead of attacking head-on in conventional naval warfare, instead sets a trap.
Let me guess. A stick?
It's an insect that disguises itself as a stick in order to confuse its predators.
Disguising the Surprise as a whaler.
A nautical phasmid, Doctor. At least to a hungry eye. One has an appetite for whalers. Now to pull this predator in close, and spring our trap.
He lures the Acheron in an attempt to take the ship prize. It's counting on the greed of the privateers to hold back from destroying the ship.
Right, lads. The Acheron is a tough nut to crack. More than twice our guns, more than twice our numbers. And they will sell their lives dearly. Now, I know there's not a faint heart among you, and I know you're as anxious as I am to get into close action. But we must bring him right up beside us before we spring this trap. That will test our nerve. And discipline will count just as much as courage. They mean to take us as a prize. And we are worth more to them undamaged. Their greed will be their downfall. So it's every hand to his rope or gun, quicks the word and sharps the action. After all, Surprise is on our side.
With the trap laid, Jack waits until the very last moment to reveal the deception, and take out the Acheron's sails and board the ship as his prize.
Let's fly! Let's fly!
In the 2000 film The Patriot, a historical fiction depicting the American Revolution in the Southern colonies, Captain Benjamin Martin, played by Mel Gibson, is the leader of a colonial militia. In preparation for the historic Battle of Cowpens, Captain Martin is ordered to assemble his militia in the front rank center of the colonial line.
Tomorrow's battle can alter the course of the war. General Greene, what exactly is the task before us?
Gentlemen, Cornwallis has us cornered. Not only does he outnumber us, but nearly half of our force is militia. We've seen our militia lines break time and again. Kips Bay, Princeton.
But the British have seen that too. Cornwallis's own letters bear out that he has no respect for the militia, none whatsoever.
What are you suggesting, Ben?
I'm suggesting we use that.
The opposing British consider the militias weaker, inferior, and less disciplined than the trained forces of the regular colonial army.
Unless I'm dreaming, I believe I see militia forming at their center.
This placement is meant to entice the British to attack the center. Where, once the militia retreats, the ranks of the British will descend into chaos as they give chase to the retreating militia. This is when the stronger left and right flanks will envelop the pursuing British, who are in disarray, blinded by their own sense of a false victory. Part 3. The Last Full Measure. In difficult moments, do not despair or retreat. Any situation can be turned around. If you learn to hold back, wait for the right moment to launch an unexpected counterattack, weakness can become a strength. Robert Greene. In the 1995 film Gettysburg, a dramatization of the titular turning point in the American Civil War, Colonel Joshua Chamberlain, played by Jeff Daniels, is assigned to hold the extreme right flank of the Union line.
The whole damn Reb army is down there and coming up around our flanks. They could be here any minute. Well, all right. I place you here. You are the extreme left of the Union Army. Understood?
Sitting atop a hill, Colonel Chamberlain knows that the Confederates are sure to attack this position in a desperate attempt to get behind the Union line and drive them from the field.
The Union Army stops here. We are the flank. You understand, gentlemen? We cannot retreat. We cannot withdraw. We are going to have to be stubborn today.
Here they come!
After several unrelenting charges up the hill, the Confederates continue to grind away at the defenders on top of the hill.
Falling back. Falling back. They won't be for long. They'll be back in a minute. How we doing? We're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Colonel, Captain Clark, anybody hurt? Head and shoulder wounds. They didn't hit the left. Didn't hit at all.
Wait a minute. I think they're moving out that way. Can you see them, sir? They're coming again, boys! They're coming again!
With no option to retreat and dwindling ammunition,
None of my men are wounded. If the Rebs come up that hill and he's stronger, sir, I don't think we can stop them.
Send out word to take ammunition from the wounded. Make every round count. Go.
Here they come again!
and no end in sight to the relentless Confederate attack.
Don't have much left to shoot with. Some of the boys got nothing at all. We can't hold them again, sir. You know that.
Well, if we don't, they go on by and over the hill and the whole flank caves.
Sir, here they come.
Can't run away. If we stay here, we can't shoot. So let's fix bayonets. We'll have the advantage of moving down the hill. I'm tired of the Rebs. They got to be close to the end if we are. So fix bayonet.
Colonel Chamberlain orders a bayonet charge on the advancing rebel soldiers.
Bayonet! Bayonet!
Charge!
The counterattack worked. The Confederates, low on ammo, supplies, and morale themselves, turned and ran when they saw the enemy was advancing towards them, and were unable to regroup and attack the hill again.
My God, the boys are still advancing.
Oh, you better go on and stop them.
Yes, sir, but they're on their way to Richmond, sir. Richmond!
Not today. They've done enough for today.
The reversal. All strategies have their drawbacks, their flaws, their undefended flanks, and exposed sides, and this strategy is not suitable for every situation. There are times when you want to attack first, attack fast, and put your enemy on the defensive before they have time to think. While generally it is always best to fight from a defensive position, there are times when surprising an ill-prepared enemy will cause chaos in their ranks and increase your advantage. Remember our lesson from the second strategy of war, from Minamoto Musashi, Japan's legendary swordsman and author of the Book of the Five Rings. Remember that he would always vary his attack styles. Sometimes he would arrive very early to ambush his enemy, and other times he would arrive very late to anger his enemy. Musashi never stopped advancing his own knowledge and his own skill, and he was never rooted in one technical weapon or one strategy or another. It is important to vary your attack and defense styles. This has been a production of Minimum Effort Media. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you care to. If you would like to own a copy of the 33 Strategies of War, please do so using the link in the description below. I also like to give away a copy of the book with every video I release. All you have to do to enter this little giveaway is be a subscriber with notifications turned on, like this video, and leave a comment down below. On my next video on 33 Strategies of War, I will select one of the comments at random and post it here. The comments are selected by me at random, and the winner from the last video is on screen right now. Please reach out to me at The Lazy Stoic across all social media so I can get your contact information. And thank you for watching.